I'm reviewing the Vinci Maestro Series 35. It's a popular brush, but pretty expensive. I've used mine for about a year and just got a new one in the same size, so let's find out if it's worth the price. What I've got is a size 6, and it comes in a simple plastic bag. The handle feels pretty smooth and well made. The thickest part has some flat cuts, so when you put it on the table, it stays in place and doesn't roll around. My hands are on the relatively smaller side, so I feel the thickness is about right for me. The flat cuts are also pretty comfortable, so I have no issue holding it for a long time. After I remove the glue, I can feel the high quality of the Kolinsky hair. It is super soft and smooth, and the strokes feel so gentle on my skin, so it's probably impossible for it to damage my paper. But it has just enough springiness and holds the shape really well. It always snaps back to a fine point even when it's fully loaded. This is very good for control and precision. The tapering is extra long, quite a bit longer than regular round brushes, and it comes to a really fine point with just a few hair. In my personal opinion, this shape is really good for anime painting where you need a lot of precision. But of course, the tip can wear off over time, and I'm gonna show you later. When you look up brush reviews, it always mentions that natural hair holds a lot more water than synthetic hair. But how much more exactly does it hold? I did a simple test with some drops of water and a synthetic brush in a similar size. To my surprise, the synthetic brush barely picked up 1 drop, but the Series 35 picked up almost 3. Now you're probably thinking, just 3 drops? That's not a lot. But this means when I'm painting with a fully loaded brush, I can paint a lot more strokes before I have to stop and pick up more paint. I can also paint all sorts of strokes because of the shape of the brush. Fine lines can be really thin thanks to the few hairs in the tip. This is great for details in anime painting, for example eyes and especially eyelashes, fingernails, mouth, and jewelries. But I can also make really broad strokes. This is good for coloring larger areas like clothes and backgrounds. I can also use the side of the brush to create dry brush effects. I really love using this brush for hair, because I can make really thin and thick lines with the same brush. I don't have to switch brushes and worry about my paint drying. I can paint loose single hairs or multiple strands easily. The one on the left is my old one. I used it for about a year moderately. I use rough watercolor paper most of the time, so I'm not surprised that the tip has worn off quite a bit. It sucks that I no longer can make the really fine lines, but it holds the shape really well, and it still has longer taper than usual round brushes, which means I can still do most of the strokes I like. But because this is my mostly used size, I had to get a new one for the fine lines. And this time, I know I would save it for where I need it the most to extend its life. Series 35 is top of the line for Da Vinci, and it can go as expensive as $1,000 for a size 24. In my experience, size 3 to 6 is pretty good for small to medium-sized sketches and paintings, and they usually range from $22 to $52, and you might be able to find it on sale sometimes. It is definitely an expensive brush. It costs way more than my affordable $5 nylon brush. I cannot say it improved my painting by 10 times, but it does allow me to do strokes that I wasn't able to do before, and it fits my painting style really well. And from my experience, if you take good care of it, it can last you a long time. So if you're looking for a high-quality natural hair brush, I'd say it's a solid choice.